The following show is not intended for children under the age of 17. There will be foul language and adult content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Numbers in my stock is going up 'cause of my hunger. When you see me in my zone, I'm locked in, not clocked in. I'm never boxed in. When you see me in my when I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do with the limited sources you have. Your dream is still a find that motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens out, I'll wait. When you see me in my
All right. We're here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, pardon our tardiness today. We was trying to get some shit lined out in the background, and that shit clearly didn't work out, but it is what it is. We still here. Hopefully y'all still like us a little bit. Mr. Jen got some weird green shit going on. What's going on with your screen?
I don't see it on my side.
No, my side.
Oh, I definitely see it.
Shit.
Boy, your shit look like it's glitching.
Shit.
Look, you like look.
I'm a pop out and pop back in. Let's see.
My boy look like he doing some crazy shit.
Okay.
He said I couldn't see it. We see it. Well, that was weird. My man was about to turn into the Incredible Hulk live on the show. That's what I was envisioning just now. But I'm sorry. I can't help myself. Okay, I can't help myself. Anyway, I digress. I hope everybody been enjoying their week so far. It's Wednesday. I'm tired as hell. I'm sure DJ Mike could be tired as hell too. I spent a good chunk of my day in Beaumont today. I'll be back in Beaumont again tomorrow at 0 dark 30 because that's just how it is. And of course, you know it's track season, so you already know how that shit's going too. So it's just that time of year. But most importantly, it is also WrestleMania season. WrestleMania season is upon us. The Royal Rumble has just ended. Well, it didn't just end, but you know, it ended a couple days ago. We got the Super Bowl this weekend. Happy belated birthday to my pops because he just celebrated his birthday on the 2nd. We're going to turn up with him on Saturday at an undisclosed location because I don't want none of you motherfuckers trying to stalk us. I'll talk to you offline. Don't worry about it. I got you. But as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, the name will never change. I am still the one that they call Mr. GQ, and it's always going to be real simple. Please do not allow my confidence to offend you. But if it does, that's just too damn bad.
Well, that's too damn bad. For those of you that understand the reference, for those of you that don't, do better. I'm your boy, DJ Micah B. Y'all know what it is. Let's get it going on a Wednesday. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. And no, I don't hear you at all. See, this is the nonsense I'm talking about. Anybody in the chat, please help. By any chance that your mic unplugged, because everything else on my computer is working, I just don't hear you. No, I cannot hear him. So yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. That was weird.
I don't know. I was able to hear you just fine.
Okay.
right.
Is that Troy in the chat? What's up, Troy? I think it's
no, that was me.
No.
I was sending a message to the chat to see if somebody, but ain't nobody on right now. But we got to figure it out. Doesn't matter. Either way, we in that thing. But yeah, so this past weekend we had a good opportunity. We all hung out at Mr. GQ's house, and we got to watch the Rumble. Excuse me. we got to react accordingly. We got to see some things that we weren't prepared to see. We got to see some surprises. We got to see some predicted winners, some unexpected winners, some losers, and all around we got to see some future storylines going into WrestleMania Las Vegas for the second straight year. So, DJ Michael B, I will start with you. Just your overall reaction and grade on the Royal Rumble.
A C. A C.
A C.
Nothing really surprising happened. Yeah, Braun Breaker got attacked by yet another masked man that we don't know, and some people are saying Adam Pearce, some people are saying Logan Paul, some people are saying Austin Theory. I don't know. Quite frankly, and some people are saying Seth Rollins. I'm just it. There was nothing compelling enough that happened in the men's rumble or the women's rumble. Obviously, it was a little bit shocking that Gunther retired another legend. I didn't think AJ Styles was going to be done so soon in the year. And who knows? Maybe it's a storyline. Maybe it's not. But for the most part, there was nothing overly crazy that happened. I don't know, man. It was a mediocre PLE to me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. I did not give it a C. I gave it a B. In the total show. The men's rumble. The men's rumble got a solid B. B almost C. The women's rumble, I was going to give it a B, and then it ended up getting a C because like there were just a few things that were just like unnecessary. And the first and most unnecessary thing was for motherfucking Brie Bella to come back. That was very fucking unnecessary. Like we didn't need that. We don't need the Bellas in WWE, but yet here we go. We have them again. And now we're gonna get some ridiculous ass match at WrestleMania between them and either it's gonna be Io and Rhea or insert some other team here that I don't know, but I'm one of those people where I don't really care too much for the Bellas in general. Never really have. Thought they were just gonna be gone and stay gone. Like nobody cares. But we'll see. Outside of that, I mean, of course, my prediction to win the women's rumble was 100% correct. I told people Liv was gonna win. It was just set up that way for her to win. But I will say, and the reason why, and a lot of people, like I said, of course, you heard DJ Micah B say what he said about the Rumble. Let me tell you why I gave the Rumble in totality a B. NXT showed the fuck out. That's why. Because this was a year in which we had so much new talent come into the fold, men's and women's side. And they actually got a chance to show their ass in the Rumble. Because we're at this interesting point in WWE now where we don't have outside of our we have our staples, our current big stars, but then there is an influx of current NXT talent that is doing really well. Javon Evans put on a damn good show. DJ Micah B's guy that he is not a big fan of, but I'm a big fan of. Obafemi put on a damn good show. Trick Williams put on a damn good show. Ilya Dragunov did well. Lash Legend put on a good show. Jordan Grace put on a good show. Now, there were some notable names that were also missing. There was no Carmelo Hayes. I thought that was odd. That's just, there was, so that was a little weird to me. Didn't really give a shit about some of the other stuff, but and then Tiffany Stratton coming in at 30 almost ruined the women's rumble because I was like, boy, if they let Tiffany pull this shit off and win this shit, I was gonna be hot in the 45. But I'm glad that's not what happened. 100%. So we survived. We got through that. Outside of that, I mean, the matches were outside of obviously Gunther and AJ, which was very, very, not disturbing, but very, very depressing. Yes, we need that 100%. Oba versus Brock, we need that. We need that fade like time yesterday. Um, Gunther taking out another legend just kind of it shows us the storyline that they're using Gunther for. Gunther is going to be and I've told people this and I've kind of reframed it. The way that they use Randy Orton as the legend killer, they're going to use Gunther as the legend retirer. Like they're going to let him retire legends. And I will say this until I see otherwise. I think Rey Mysterio is the next legend that's going to get retired. Do I want that to be the case? No. But when you look across the roster, how many legends are left that are close to retirement? Randy ain't going nowhere no time soon. Roman ain't going nowhere no time soon. CM Punk still has the title, so obviously Gunther's not going to retire him. So it I mean, and I don't think they'll have him retire R-Truth. So Ray's kind of the odd man out here. And I'm not saying that they should like force that to be the case, but when you look at what's going on, Ray's kind of the only obvious choice if they're using this retire legends thing.
I kind of like it how they're using Gunther, but going back to the men's and the women's Rumble, I think maybe 95% of people will not agree with me. I think they got both them shits wrong on who should have won. I don't think it should have been Roman because Roman doesn't need the push, and I don't think it's Liv because Liv damn sure didn't need the push. Even if you would have got somebody or booked somebody else to lose at Royal Rumble after winning the Royal Rumble, that's fine. I don't think either one of them should have won the Royal Rumble match. What more does Roman have to gain? Roman didn't have to win the Royal Rumble match to have a matchup with CM Punk at all. We already know two Paul Heyman guys. That could have carried straight into Royal Rumble in a championship match, and we would have been A-okay with that. You could have picked Drew's opponent in the Royal Rumble. Somebody up again. Granted, yeah, like I said, I don't like Oba-Femi. I don't really care for him too much, but I would have been more happy with the outcome of Oba winning and then picking the fight against Drew than I am Rumble winning to pick a fight to fight against CM Punk, because now you got to build something completely out the ass for Drew to have an opponent at WrestleMania.
No, you don't. You got the Elimination Chamber. The winner of the Elimination Chamber will end up facing Drew.
Right.
That's not there's going to be a story from that, probably 3 or 4 stories actually.
Right. There's nobody compelling enough, I think, to make a story out of it that we haven't seen already, though. This was absolutely your chance to push an NXT talent, and if they put Oba in the Elimination Chamber and he wins, then so be it.
I mean, it'll be his second title match because he already lost to Cody.
Right. It needs to be Fatu, and I said Jacob should have won.
Yeah, and I mean, and you saying that there's no story. We literally have Drew, Cody, and Jacob Fatu. That's a triple threat storyline that's been building, and I think that's the direction they're going to go anyway. And then, of course, with Drew taking Cody out of the Rumble like that in a funny ass way, I think that's the collision course we're on. The reason Roman and CM Punk make a lot of.
I don't want it to be a triple threat. That's the other problem.
Well, they already put Cody in the WrestleMania vignette, so they're gonna use him in the main event somehow. Because they have to. Like when we looked at when they initially debuted this for both the men's and women's side, they almost told you that Liv was gonna win the Rumble just because she was the only one on that vignette that really didn't have a role. Now, Tiffany showing up and being number 30 in the Rumble, that's one thing, but don't be surprised if Tiffany wins the Women's Elimination Chamber. That's probably what's going to end up happening because that's just how it looks. On the men's side, you had Brock Lesnar, which we'll get to him in just a moment. You had Brock, you had Roman, you had Cody, and you had CM Punk. We don't want Cody in the title picture anymore. We just don't. I told y'all Cody's going to be a boring-ass champion. And I really don't want to see Cody with another title for quite some time. But seeing Drew versus Jacob Fatu would be absolutely phenomenal. But somehow, WWE is going to push Cody into this match. It's just going to happen. There's gonna be some match before this is gonna be like, you know, Drew and Jacob fighting just to be fucking fighting, and Cody gonna keep interfering. Like, they're just gonna keep getting in each other's business. So just throw them motherfuckers in a match, let them fight. Now I hate it because there's no way that they're gonna let Drew drop the title this soon. I don't think he drops it this soon, but you're gonna have Fatu lose in a big spot like WrestleMania to do what? Possibly win at SummerSlam, maybe. Like, maybe that's the long-term story going on here. And then there's the situation where Brock Lesnar, where Brock's either Brock or Jacob Fatu is going to end up winning the Elimination Chamber. I don't really know what else Brock's role is going to be here just yet, because he's going to get used in WrestleMania. They wouldn't have put him in that advertisement if they weren't going to use him in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Brock's role, unfortunately, and I agree with Mulich. We need that fade immediately. Brock's role, unfortunately, is probably going to be to put Obi family over. But as far as everybody saying that Cody was a born champion, I kind of disagree with Cody was a born champion, because Cody defended the belt over and over and over and over and over again, more than anybody has in the past freaking 8 years. For the most part, nobody has been defending their championship like that. And granted, everybody's like, well, you want to get away from how unnecessarily a lot of people think it changed during the Attitude Era, right? 8 years, The Rock was what, a 7-time champion, 8-time champion, whatever it was.
Something in that realm.
In 8 years, Stone Cold was like a 7 or 8. The belt changed a lot in the Attitude Era. Granted, the talent backed the reason why it changed so much in the Attitude Era. But I don't think Liv should have won. And I don't think Roman should have won. I don't think Roman didn't need the push of winning the Royal Rumble at all.
But it's not a push. It's a simple fact of it's the story. There's a story there, and this story goes all the way back to the days of the Shield. So it's actually a compelling story between him and Punk. But he made a valid point when you listen to his little interview that he did, and he talked about, you know, like he gave everybody a chance. And he did. When he lost the title to Cody, he took a long sabbatical. And in that time frame, nobody really separated themselves from the pack. It was just a bunch of guys in the pack, and every now and again, some guy will pop their head out. Like, nobody, like, say whatever you want about Roman and his title defenses, not which he still defended the title quite a bit across his 1,400 plus days. But he was still an interesting champion with a continually developing story. And he did separate himself from everybody else. Same way that at one point Stone Cold Steve Austin did. Same way that The Undertaker did at one point. Same way that John Cena did at one point. Nobody, after when Roman dropped the belt to Cody never separated himself from the pack like that. Nobody saw Cody as like that level of guy. And that's what Roman was talking about, because that's the way creative built him. Can't hold that against him, and I'm not going to hold that against WWE for saying, you know what, let's do this, because while we're and there's nothing wrong with it, because I had told a coworker of mine this at work too. Let Roman have this run while we continue to let these NXT guys get their feet just a little bit more wet. Let Javon Evans, let Trick Williams, let Oba, let Melo, let these guys really, really get their feet wet, because they are next. They're all next, 100%. No pun intended on the word next, but they're all up next, to where they're going to be in the mid-card title pictures. They're going to be in the main event title picture. At some point, LA Knight's going to be in this title picture again. Hot take, I think LA Knight's going to win the Money in the Bank match and cash in and become champion that way, but that's a conversation for another day. Because they've essentially wasted his pop, because LA Knight was on his way, and they just let that motherfucker fall off by the wayside, because he didn't have the best showing in the Rumble either. It was kind of trash. But of course, we also had Royce Keys, also known as Powerhouse Hobbs, make his appearance. Good appearance. He ended his contract with AEW, came on over to WWE, changed his ring name to be named after his son. Love everything about it. If you're not familiar with Royce Keys, aka Powerhouse Hobbs, just go on YouTube and look him up and look at what this man was doing on AEW. My man lived up to his name of being Powerhouse. Like, man was absolute dog. So there's some potential there. There's a potential between Royce Keys and Obafemi as well. Two big powerhouses going toe to toe. That's very much something that could be in the cards as well.
I want to go back to Roman saying nobody separate themselves from the pack. People that was going to separate themselves from the pack got knocked back down to earth and buried again. Because like you say, LA Knight was the one that would have separated himself from the pack, but they made him lose unnecessary matches and held him back. And I thought LA Knight should have been the person to win the Royal Rumble this year. But if he wins Money in the Bank, I have no problem with it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah. And that's why I figure that's what's going to happen, just because there's this formula out there, and I'm going to call it the Seth formula. For those who don't follow. So Seth took a lot of L's at one point until he ended up pulling off and winning at WrestleMania and all this other shit like that. Like Seth took a lot of L's, put a lot of people over, and LA Knight basically did the same thing. It's like this weird Seth formula that kind of looks like it works. So giving him or awarding him, I will say, not giving him, but awarding him the Money in the Bank briefcase will be just due. But we'll see. We got to get through.
And more importantly, I know a lot of people are going to be like, he should be canceled for this and that. But I'm tired of sitting back, and you know exactly how I feel about this. And a lot of people probably won't agree with me, but I don't care. I'm going to sit up and I'm going to speak what I've been saying for years now. I want y'all to listen up very good. CM Punk is trash. He's trash. I don't care what anybody else has. He has always been a horrible champion to me. The same way people be like, Cody wasn't a good champion. I don't think CM Punk has ever been a good champion at all. Like, I think he is horrible. That's why when it was like, well, he won a Roman's challenge, I was like, I don't want to see this match. This match should be a squash match. If Roman and CM Punk fight, Roman should squash him, which I don't understand ever why CM Punk was even allowed to come out and cost Drew the belt. Then I don't even understand why CM Punk was ever allowed to beat Drew 2 out of 3 times when I'm looking at him like, this shit's not believable to me at all. Nor do I think he's a good promo cutter. I just don't think he's a good wrestler. Like I never have. I mean, it is what it is. To me, when I say he's not I don't think he's not a good promo. I think he's mid at promos. Like, we just saw him and Roman in the ring do a promo, and it's very apparent that Roman is just on a different level being in the main event picture than CM Punk is. And Drew versus Roman in the past with promos has been better than CM Punk versus Roman just now.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, in general, when we're talking about, promos and whatnot, like, Roman's ahead of a lot of people, like, from where he was to, what he is now. So, like, I mean, even like, a lot, like, I'm not even the biggest fan of like, LA Knight's okay on the mic. Like, he's got some one-liners, he's got some zingers, but like, in a long-term storytelling promo type of battle, like, I don't see him being able to carry a storyline. Like, that's why when I said what I said about, like, giving these NXT guys a good solid year to get up, because outside of your Romans, your Randys, your Seths, Paul Heyman, because he's really the main one cutting a lot of these promos and shit, like, how many of these young guys, well, and Jacob Fatu's getting there, like this past one that he did with Cody, that was a phenomenal, that was some of his best work. How many of these guys are ready to stand toe-to-toe with these main event guys and not just put on a good match, but cut good promos on the mic, go toe-to-toe, all that stuff? The only one who will be close right now will be Trick, because Trick was built from NXT to TNA and came over. He could do it.
You're just referring to people in NXT, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
That's why I said that. Like I said, like, that's why let Roman have this while these new guys are becoming that next crop of guys. Like that's why I said that. Like, yeah, there are a few main event guys who could go toe to toe Roman. I'm talking about with this new crop that is coming right now.
Well,
Like,
I asked just into relation with Solo.
yeah,
Yeah,
and Solo,
that's
yeah, and Solo will be one of those leaders of this new pack. Like Solo is going to be around for quite some time, and Solo has come a long way with his promo game too. He went from being funny to being serious. He like flops back and forth. It actually works really well for his character. So
yeah. I'm not and y'all heard me say over and over again on here that Drew deserved it. Drew deserved the title run probably a while ago. I
yeah,
think
I hope he
I
gets. I
do
hope he gets a
think
run.
I do think they overdid it when Drew finally beat Seth and had CM Punk come out and knock him off. And then who was it that cashed in their money? Was it Damian Priest that cashed in the money in the
Yeah,
bank on Drew?
yeah.
I thought that was the stupidest decision they could ever have because they halted Drew McIntyre's run. And I thought he should have had a long run after that, especially with Seth being hurt and the brands at
Mhm.
that time still being split.
Yeah, well, and Drew deserved it for everything he did during the COVID era. Like
Yeah.
Drew didn't get and I think that's why I feel like he deserves a good solid title run. Like I would have been pissed if Sammy would have beat him. I like Sammy. I don't love Sammy. I like Sammy. Sammy is one of those Sammy is one of those Kofi Kingston, those Daniel Bryan type of guys. Like he'll win it at some point. Everybody will be happy for like a month or two, and then that's it. Like, yeah, he'll have some compelling
I don't
matches.
even think I don't even think Kofi got the everybody's happy for him for like a month or two. I don't think Kofi even got to sit back and enjoy his title reign before that shit was over with.
Well, he got hoed by Brock too, so that was the
Right.
thing. Like, and that shit was trash. Like he got squashed. Like it wasn't even like a close match. He just got his ass handed to him.
He got squashed like Brock Lesnar got squashed by Goldberg.
Yeah,
But
30 seconds.
even worse.
Yeah. So, but I mean, and that's not like I'm not hating on like a guy like Sami Zayn. It's just like he'll be fine for a little bit, but it's like there's just something about when you are the world champ. There's more than just like there's the persona, there's the aura, there's the presence, there's everything that comes with it. And I don't see Sammy holding that mantle for a long time. Like,
and see, and you know what? No disrespect to anybody out here that's a fan. That's how I feel about CM Punk. Every time I see him with the title, I'm like, yeah, no.
But I mean, but if you look at his title reigns, he doesn't have he had that one title reign that was 400 something days, but outside of that, the rest of his title reigns were short. And this one is no different. This one seems as if it's going to be relatively short-ish as well. So, it's right on par with his normal title runs. I think he's a 4-time champ now. So it's okay. Like it's fine to have these other types of guys be champs every now and again, but like you have your big dogs for a reason. Like you do. There's a reason why in the Attitude Era, just like you talked about, it might have been a couple of guys who had 5, 6, 7 titles, but it was the rotation of the same big dogs because they're box office. They're the ones selling merchandise. And that's why I say what I said about Roman. Go look at merchandise sales and look who's killing it. It is literally
I think Roman still does. I thought Roman shouldn't have won the Royal Rumble. I still think he deserves to headline WrestleMania. I just think they should have used it to push somebody.
But they've never done that. They've never pushed.
They used Jey Uso last year.
But that wasn't a push to a new guy. That was somebody who was already over. Was already right.
What I mean by somebody new is somebody more like somebody that more finally got over with the fans more recently that people would like to see in the main event other than somebody that's already there. That's what I mean. Not like, hey, you're pushing this dude and he's never been over before. More like somebody that's there and that's why I personally pick Jacob Fatu or Solo to win the Royal Rumble because I was like, it would make hell of a lot of sense going into the new era for one of them to challenge CM Punk, even if they were to lose. And then having Roman win the Elimination Chamber.
No, but then there would have been no story for Drew.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, you could have had Jacob win and had Jacob. I mean, even though I'm not a fan of Cody, not Cody, CM Punk versus Roman, the way they did the story. As in, like, Roman winning the Royal Rumble and then saying, okay, I'm going to challenge CM Punk. I feel like they could have used the Royal Rumble to do somebody else. Because I feel like I don't think Solo will be included in the Elimination Chamber. Jacob should be included in the Elimination, but I don't think Solo will be.
Yeah. See, and I think the way like WWE uses the Rumble specifically, which is why I wasn't mad that Roman won it, and that's why it won't be surprising if a guy like you said, like Jacob Fatu or even Solo or LA Knight ends up winning the Elimination, because that's what it's reserved for. The Elimination Chamber makes more sense because there's more eyes on it, because there's only those 6 guys in the pods. The Rumble is everybody. There's 30 goddamn people. It's chaos, and you don't really get like, yeah, okay, a guy might win, but that's all we remember when someone not so over wins a Rumble. It's just like, oh, well, he won, but nobody remembers anything that happened like during the match that particular guy did, unless he did some shit like Kane or The Undertaker did when they was eliminating 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 type people. All you remember is that guy won. Roman winning the Rumble, we're like, okay, we know what Roman can do because we've seen this before. So it's like, it's fine. But then, like, for me, it'd be bigger for a guy like LA Knight, like Solo, like Jacob to win the Elimination, because now it's 6 people, everybody's watching. You really get to showcase what they're doing. You're like, oh, that guy's on a heater, that guy's on a tear, that guy's going to go on and do insert whatever there. And it's better for that individual superstar to be bigger for WrestleMania, because it's 2 days. There's still matches to be filled in for these 2 days of WrestleMania outside of the title matches. So we need as many compelling storylines as possible.
Yeah, I get that. But I think it's just for lesser. I don't want to say lesser, but for somebody that's not like Roman or whatever on the level of those.
Yeah, a main event guy, but not one of the event guy, but not one of the top guys.
Right. It makes more sense for them to win by chance at Royal Rumble than for them to dominate the Elimination Chamber. And you're like, okay, yeah, we didn't see this coming. And why was he so good at Elimination Chamber? It doesn't make sense because he's never been the top guy before. Which is why I sit here and say it made more sense to me that Roman wins the Elimination Chamber and somebody like Jacob or Solo, whoever, was to win, the Royal Rumble. But, to each their own. I mean, whether or not, I don't know who's going to win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know who they're going to put in the match.
We don't even know the participants look like yet. But
they have, and that's what they have some decisions now to make.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They have a lot of up and coming talent. You could do it with 6 guys straight from NXT now, or that just newly popped up with Dragunov. If you wanted to, you could do Dragunov, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, Brock Lesnar, and then Obafemi. If you really wanted to, and that's 5-1.
Yeah, that's a realistic combination possibility.
But we all know Brock has to be somewhere into the Elimination Chamber. He has to.
Yeah, we just don't know. We just don't know what that's going to look like just yet.
I'm pretty sure that Randy will be in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope Randy gets one more solid run, and I hope he gets number 15. I really do. I hope he gets number 15 before he retires. Because I feel like he deserves it. So, time will tell. Did my audio go out?
No, you're good.
Oh. All right. Just have to make sure.
Time will definitely tell. I forgot Ryback won the Elimination Chamber. That shit's crazy as hell.
Yeah. There's some, like I said, there's some rant, but at that time, Ryback was over. Like he was huge at that time, all pun intended. But we did that. So that takes care of our Royal Rumble recap. I don't know where our other two constituents are. They have disappeared in the thin air. So you got yourself a classic GT show.
Yes,
with
sir.
With the dynamic duo. Sometimes you call us the Hall of Fame Splash Brothers if we playing beer pong, just depending on how you feeling on any given day. So we're gonna do what we do. So we'll do it real quick. I don't want to take too much away from tomorrow's show. What are your overall thoughts and feelings on this NBA trade deadline? We don't get to do this very often, so we're gonna say a little. We gotta say a little something. We don't get to do this very often, so we're gonna.
There's been some random shit going on. There's been some really good trades going on. I'm just gonna highlight one, and that's James Harden going to Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a worthy one.
I get it in Cleveland's defense, and you know what? Matter of fact, I get it on both sides. I think Darius will do good in. With the Clippers alongside Kawhi, I think it was a nice switch up for him, and I do think it's a nice switch up for Donovan Mitchell to have another player who's a scoring option.
Yeah,
and I'll like it being shooting guard trying to create.
Yeah.
So
I'll like it for Garland if Garland can get back on the court and be healthy. I will. But I liked it for whenever the trade happened. And I looked at who they moved, and I looked at their construction. I looked at everything, and I said, "You know what this is? This is a 3-year move." And I fully believe now that team is ready-made if LeBron decides to go back to Cleveland for his final run, because they're still missing a small forward on that roster. If you look at that starting five, small forward is their weak point. Add LeBron because LeBron can essentially opt out after this season, and he'd be able to go to Cleveland without Cleveland having to give up anything. And looking at that roster with that front court and that back court, add LeBron to the middle of that. I think that'd be a hell of a squad for Bron to have a final run with.
On paper, it would. You're absolutely right.
Correct. But because we know about Mr. Harden and his playoff blunders, let's call them what they are, but he's also like when he plays with a guy like LeBron, who's going to put him in positions to make the kind of shots he's accustomed to making. I think he, just like we talk about, like prime example, let's look at Anthony Davis. Since he won the title with LeBron, what the fuck has Anthony Davis done?
Been hurt 85% of the time.
Okay, just checking. Okay. When J.R. Smith won a title or two titles, a title with LeBron, what did he do since then?
Well, okay. So first of all, J.R. Smith doesn't. You can't compare. J.R. Smith was out of his prime. He was out of his prime.
But you're missing the point of what I'm saying. Like LeBron will take these guys that people are like we know what J.R. Smith was doing prior to, like what he did in New York, what he did in Denver. Like he did a lot of stuff in his multiple stops. But like by the time he got to Cleveland with LeBron, everybody's like, what's this guy gonna do? Like nobody really knew. You know,
I mean, I kind of did because I was a big JR fan.
You don't count. You're a basketball guy. You know this shit already. I'm talking about the casual fan. Even with a guy like Amon Shumpert, he had Shumpert up for a while. What did Shumpert do after they won that title? And I'm not saying these guys are bad players, but there is that LeBron effect where he will put guys in the best positions to be successful because he helps them do what they're good at. And Harden has always had, and I'm not defending anything that Harden did because Harden himself fucked up in the playoffs a couple times where he should have been the guy. But because he would end up being the third option, he'd be the third option if that was to happen. But now, instead of me relying on Harden to take 16, 17 shots in a playoff game, can you take 7 to 11 shots and be efficient and effective and still drop 22, 23 points? I think that's possible.
Okay, what's the original question on this?
Just
I
we were just talking
forgot.
about the overall. We talked about the trade deadline.
Okay. Harden going to you talking about if LeBron wants to leave and go back to
Yes,
Cleveland, right?
yes, yes.
I think Harden is good for Cleveland for a couple of reasons. But not for the reason of LeBron going to Cleveland to finish his last year in the NBA. Not for that reason. And I have reasons for it. Number one, and people might disagree, but I've watched and watched and watched. LeBron can't play off the ball. He cannot play off the ball. Number two, James Harden is effective when he has the ball in his hands, not when he has to play off the ball. That's another thing. Even when he was with Chris Paul, the reason why I work with Chris Paul is because they shared the ball on who was running point guard this time and who wasn't running point guard this time. Number three, Donovan Mitchell also is at his best when he has the ball in his hand as a combo guard. Donovan Mitchell's a combo guard. He's not a true shooting guard. He's not a true point guard. So that's another thing. I don't think James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James will work. And I think LeBron understands that shit wouldn't work. I think the best they can be, that Cleveland could be this year or next year, is with just James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. They will need shooters, outside shooters around them to keep the lanes clear because they're slashers. If you have Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and LeBron James, you have three slashers. Donovan Mitchell can shoot, James Harden can shoot, but they're more effective.
And LeBron can distribute.
Yeah, but they're more effective when the ball is in their hand and they're slashing to the basket because they're more effective when they're passing the ball first. Both of them, between Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. It's kind of the same thing when I sat there and said, or all of us, not even just me, we all said the LeBron James Russell Westbrook thing won't work because they're
Harden,
slashers.
but Harden and Mitchell are different players from Westbrook. They're more efficient scorers. Let me be correct when I say that.
They are. But what's the biggest problem with LA with having Donovan Mitchell, with having Luka Doncic and LeBron? You have two of the same players that got to have the ball in their hands. I don't care how good of a shooter Luka can be or how streaky of a shooter he is. Their biggest problem right now is they don't have enough shooting. They don't have enough shooting around them either, other than defense.
Yeah. Because you just had Austin Reeves just came back from injury just a game ago. Granted, they beat the Brooklyn Nets. Who the fuck cares? I haven't watched a lot of NBA this season just because I feel like the NBA has just been very boring to me this year. Every time I go and watch a few games, I'm just like, yeah.
Like one of the biggest things with Dalton Connect wanting the trade is that he's not effective when he's on the court with LeBron and Luka, but they keep putting him on the court when he's with LeBron and Luka.
Well, he got hoed last year anyway. He should already have been traded.
He should have. Another thing is Austin Reeves is way better when LeBron isn't playing. Granted, LeBron, they're going to get LeBron touches, but Austin Reeves is better when he has the ball in his hand too, and because he's a tempo kind of player. When LeBron is there, he can't get his tempo going. He's not the second option on offense, and it hurts his ability to play because he essentially comes into, I got to be a jump shooter and spread the floor. Well, newsflash to people out there, that's not what Austin Reeves is good at. That's not his strong suit, being a jump shooter. Same thing with Donovan Mitchell can shoot. He's not the greatest outside shooter. James Harden can shoot. He's a really good outside jump shooter off the dribble, not a catch and shoot kind of guy. This isn't James Harden at the beginning of his career when he was at OKC. with Kevin Durant and Westbrook.
Yeah, but I think if anybody can adjust to because it's more than just right now. You're only talking about the two guards. We're not even talking about Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, which are also key parts of this. Because and I think, and this is my only thing with the whole thing that you said. Nothing that you said in your overall assessment is wrong. I'm just going to give you a different coaching philosophy perspective. If anybody can at that advanced stage of their career make the necessary adjustments to do what needs to be done, it would be LeBron James because of his basketball IQ. And he would understand, listen, I'm about to retire. This may be my last run, if you will, to a title. But if I can essentially, because this is what he wanted to do when AD was there. He wanted to be kind of let AD take over. And he kind of take a step back. He can let Harden and Mitchell do their thing, and he will show up and do. He could still be an effective double machine, and by that I mean LeBron. Whether it's points and rebounds, whether it's rebounds, assists, like he can still do that. But then you've also got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen who are going to get rebounds out the ass, and then LeBron in transition is still one of the more dangerous players in transition. So there's ways he can still affect the game where he doesn't have to be the focal point with a team specifically like this. I'm only talking about this Cleveland team, not any other team, just this particular Cleveland team right now. That's my whole thought process on it.
I get it, but here's what's Cleveland Cavaliers' downfall
right now.
Right now, what's their downfall?
Right now they're just not having a overall. They had to make a move because they just can't. They don't have consistency of any kind right now.
Right, but what I mean is their lack of 3-point shooting is the reason why they haven't been able to get over the hump against anybody in the second round. We could skip the first round.
Yeah,
we could skip the first round. They're normally top 2 or top 3, and they play inferior team. But when you get into teams like not this year,
like last year, like when they had to play the Pacers and shit like that.
Right. When the Pacers were a good matchup for them because the Pacers weren't this crazy knockdown 3-point shooting team. The problem is the Pacers got hot from 3, and Cleveland could do nothing about it. Once teams start shooting threes, they can't match it. With LeBron, Harden, and Donovan Mitchell, especially with LeBron, and they don't have 3-point specialists to match that who are consistent outside scorers. I get it. I love Jared Allen. I love Jared Allen. I love Evan Mobley. Neither one of those are 3-point shooters.
No, but Max Strus. You can fill it out with your bench. You got it. Like you can move a guy like Strus. You can. There's going to be some free agent shooters out there that you can bring in.
Right. Yeah, and I'm talking about the roster presently constructed.
Correct.
It will not be a good fit, which is why I don't think LeBron is going back to Cleveland. I don't think he'll finish career in Cleveland. Matter of fact, I think he's going to finish career in LA. He's already trying to do movies and things. I think he's going to finish his career in LA.
I don't think he should, but because he's holding back that team from progressing, and like you as that like you kind of have to see that, but I get it.
I kind of feel like he has the Michael Jordan, Aaron Rodgers, LeBron James.
You got the Kobe thing too, because Kobe. They paid Kobe 2 years, $48 million at the twilight of his career, and we knew Kobe wasn't the same player at that time.
Right. I think he has a little bit of that in him because he's like, yo, I feel like I'm still a top 10 to 15 player.
Now,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Now, I'm not going to say he got the Aaron Rodgers thing because he wins more than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers won one damn time. He's not in this conversation.
Well, no. What I'm talking about is because the team is still winning and competitive at the end of his career, he still thinks he's that guy in a lot of ways. And even though he doesn't, LeBron still thinks I could do this. I could take over any game I want to because I'm LeBron James. Aaron Rodgers started that too, and then he got to the playoffs and got his ass whooped over and over and over again.
Which that's a whole other conversation for another day. But yes, correct. I'm gonna say it like that because we have our thoughts and feelings about Mr. Rodgers and his neighborhood. But Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, you had Lonzo Ball get moved. He got traded, which was kind of random. Um, I really thought they were going to finally move him to Charlotte with his brother because I thought that would have been fun. The Bulls made a lot of moves, moving like Vucevic got moved, Kobe White got moved. The Jaren Jackson one really caught me off guard because I was like, I would have put more emphasis on trying to trade Ja and build around Jaren Jackson versus let Jaren Jackson go. But I'm not mad at them because of what they got in return. Like they have declared that they are in a rebuild. And what I do think, and they said this on, I think it was Get Up. I think on Get Up they said that is that even though Ja Morant is a depreciating asset right now, that's why you should buy low. Because if you get in with the right organization, the right program, you still can maximize these next, we'll say 4 years before his athleticism truly does diminish and he starts to become an actual issue. So if you're the right franchise who needs a guy like that, you can buy low and not have to give up so much capital because of what they just got from the Jaren Jackson trade. You could.
Unpopular opinion.
Go for it.
Ja Morant is right in the place he needs to be. Small market, big fish in the pond. I'm not going to lie to you. If you are Houston, you don't want him here.
No.
Miami, you don't want him here. Either
Miami,
LA teams.
No, see, Miami's a different story.
Okay. Let me tell you why I say Miami no.
Go ahead.
I am saying Miami no because I don't see how he fits in, number one. Number two, I don't see how you get him without trading Tyler Hero on that roster. And Tyler Hero, and I love Jaime Jaquez. I love Jaime Jaquez.
I like a lot of our young. I like Khalil Ware. Like I love our young team. But I think if they're in a position where they're just trying to quote unquote, we'll say, dump his contract, I think we could make the move without giving up Tyler Hero.
Well, I think Ja Morant still has two more years on his contract. I think it is
correct. Yeah, 2 years, $110 million.
Yeah, but I don't know outside of Jaime Jaquez or Tyler Hero who they're going to take in his. I mean, Miami's not giving up Bam. Let's just get that out of the way.
Bam's the focal point of the team, but if anybody can make a deal, it's the Don.
It is, but let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
How good is a Ja Morant, Bam Adebayo combination if you lose Tyler Hero?
Well, I don't think we lose Tyler Hero, so I'm not like that's not even on my radar.
I'm not look okay. How good is a combination of not Tyler Hero, Bam, Ja, and Jaime Jaquez without Tyler Hero? Or you get rid of Jaime Jaquez and you got Ja, Tyler Hero, and then Bam. They're going to have to give up one of them because Memphis will not do the trade without one of them.
We don't know. They traded in the last 2 years, Triple J and Desmond Bane. They now have like 8 first-round picks, like from trading basically their entire young core because they didn't get really anything for Dylan Brooks, and all that's left is Ja Morant, and they've already for the most part made it clear that they don't really want to keep him around. So me being me and me knowing, not personally, but knowing how Pat Riley operates, look. You don't even want this dude on your roster. Why am I going to give you up a young asset like that when you don't want this guy on your roster? I'll just wait till he's got a year left. Then he forces his way out. Then I'm going to get him for even more pennies on the dollar. Like, there's levels to how this can be done. We know this. You've been around these NBA deals. You see how some of this shit can go.
That might be true. But because Memphis already has a bunch of picks and they're like, we're just not going to let this dude go for no reason.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying you like let him go for I'm not saying let him go for absolute dog water, but we know that you don't want him, so why would we give up one of our key young guys knowing that you don't even want him on your roster? But you know you can't cut him because you know he, like that's that weird negotiating thing where
I get that, but I think Memphis has enough to be like, we can keep him around and still rebuild.
so no, you can, but what if he decides to do the I'm gonna force my way out and become a distraction? Like these are the like James Harden professionally has done for like 5 years or 5 teams. Sorry,
You can you can do what other teams do and just send him home. Like, okay, go home. You're still on the contract here. Go home. We have 4 first-round picks in the next 3 or 4 years. Just go home. And said the Rockets did it to John Wall. Like, just go home.
Yeah, but John Wall at that time wasn't the same John Wall by the time he made it to Houston.
Of course he wasn't, but I'm just saying
what notable player was sent home in the prime of their career in a contract situation? Like right, literally told to, like that's never happened.
Right, but again,
because Jaw's about to.
If you don't think you're getting equal enough value for him.
Yeah, but what's equal value for a player you don't want anymore?
I don't know if they don't want him. I just don't think Ja wants to be there.
He didn't want to be there because they failed. The coaching staff was failing. There was a whole story. That's one of the few NBA stories I kind of been keeping up with, like the way the coaching staff was utilizing him. Like even though he's, for the most part, fixed his behavior. He's not been a distraction off the court. Like he's been a lot more focused on basketball, doing the right things. He's battled a couple injuries this year. And towards the end of last season, but like that's what he was talking about, his usage, the way that the game plans, the schemes, all the different stuff like that. I'm like, if this was at one point one of your cornerstone guys who they even looked at potentially as a quote unquote face of the league type, and now, he's unhappy, is like, well, what are we doing to fix that? Because by trading basically that whole young core minus him is like, so are you going to build around him now?
Well, I still think there's teams that's probably going to offer more than what Miami's going to offer, because Pat Riley is a guy that's stingy with whatever he's doing, and no knock to him. I mean that's what Pat Riley does. I don't see him being traded to Miami at all. Somebody's going to get desperate and oversell for him is my thing. So I don't even think, I'm saying Memphis won't take anything less than Tyler Hero or Jaime Jaquez. One or the other. I don't think Memphis would do it without one or the other. Especially Jaime Jaquez, who's in his third year or second year?
Third.
He's in his third year. That's who you're going to want in return. For Ja, even if it was a straight up, and then you give cash considerations to make it balance out on the salary, and throw in some expiring contracts there. So I don't think Pat Riley's going to give up Jaime Jaquez. I don't.
No, but I'll give up a guy like Jovic. I like him, but if I have to give up a quote unquote young player, I'll give him up, and I like him. I just want him one of those other like players we found in the draft that we're like, hey, that guy's pretty damn good.
Again, I don't think Memphis is going to trade Ja for Jovic. They're going to want either Tyler Hero or Jaime Jaquez or Bam, and I know damn well Bam ain't going nowhere. So
yeah,
it's
no, the only way you would even consider, and I don't even want to have this conversation, but give up Bam at all, you're gonna have to give up half of them, at least half of them first round picks. Like,
yeah, so
that, like, it's gonna be Ja plus 4 first round picks. It ain't finna just be like no.
I will say this though, Ja don't need to go nowhere other than a small market. I don't think any big market, like I don't think Houston will work, because he wouldn't be the guy in Houston.
Yeah.
Same thing with Miami. I don't think he'd be the guy in Miami. I don't think he'd be the guy in LA.
Yeah, and I don't need him to be the guy in Miami. I need him to turn it around so he can be a guy and be a productive guy.
Right. But Ja wants to still be the guy, and that's the other part of it. So you still have to look into the psyche of the player and his ego, because in Ja's mind, he's still superstar Ja Morant, and it's like everybody else is like, well, we haven't seen superstar Ja Morant in 2 to 3 years now.
I bet. Ja Morant, you are a Portland Trailblazer.
I don't think Portland's going to do it either. I don't.
I just wanted to, look, I picked a small market team that he can be the guy at. I just wanted to laugh at that.
One of the craziest things is he wouldn't be the guy in Orlando either. And Orlando really, that's crazy.
No, his former teammate is there. He would already be in the shadow of his own teammate in Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
And Pablo Banchero. Like, it's a whole bunch of young talent. That's a very young, talented team over there.
So I don't know. He'd go to a small market team.
Send him to Sacramento.
Come on, man. Don't say nobody wants to get sent to Sacramento.
Look.
Then when you look at San Antonio, I don't think he'd work there either.
Don't disrupt what they have a really solid core. I wouldn't want to disrupt that particular core, because that core is going to be nasty in another year.
So we've eliminated at least like 10 teams. So I don't know where it's possible for him to. Maybe he goes to Toronto. Who knows? Toronto would be a good fit for him alongside Scotty Barnes.
You know, you might not. I understand you talked about him being the guy, but let's think about this. This is one of those off the wall ones, but it might work better than we think. What about Dallas?
Dallas would work.
I think Dallas works very well, because I think him and Flag play different positions, but I think those two will play well off of each other.
Here's the other problem with Dallas, though. When was the last time you went to Dallas?
Me?
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
They outside in Dallas. Do you understand me?
Yeah, no.
They're outside.
I get it, but him being mentored by a guy like Jason Kidd and Kyrie Irving would be great for his career. And that's what I'm thinking about. I understand the outside distraction, 100%. But a young guy like this needs those types of veterans to bring him under his wing. And I think Jason Kidd will be a phenomenal mentor for Ja Morant. And I really think Kyrie could put something in his ear where he'd be like, okay, I think developmentally they will be good for him.
I think Dallas would be good for him. But
how big is the butt?
I think Dallas would be good for him. But does it, once Kyrie comes back, what happens here? Does Kyrie slide over the shooting guard and they play undersized like they were with Luka?
I mean, for this particular season, you're going to bring Kyrie along slowly, because you're really going to want to save him for the.
I'm more alluding to next year. I'm more alluding to next year. So
Kyrie may be on the move. They may move him because Kyrie's contract is damn near up. I believe his contract, I think his contract is damn near up at the end of this season, actually. So he would be a guy on the move.
I have a proposition on where Ja Morant should go, and nobody's gonna like it, but I don't care, because it's gonna be two young wild niggas outside. But
don't say Washington.
No, I'm not saying Washington. I think Washington already has
they got Trae Young. They got Trae Young and Anthony Davis now.
Yeah. So hear me out here.
You finna say New Orleans, you dirty motherfucker.
You damn right. You're damn right.
As soon as I said it to him, I was like, he gonna say New Orleans.
You're damn right.
Those two from the same draft class, the two YNs of the draft class, that would be literally the equivalent of a young Joseph and somebody else in the same place at the same time.
I'm sorry. It could scream probably the best alley-oop duo since D Wade and LeBron,
or since Lob City.
No. The reason why I say since D Wade and LeBron, Chris Paul ain't catching no lobs. But LeBron could throw lobs to D Wade, and D Wade could throw lobs to LeBron.
Okay,
That's why
I'll buy that for $1.
But
it'll be interesting, but Zion is
think-
still too goddamn immature.
right. I think if Brandon Ingram was still there, it would be more intriguing. But Brandon Ingram is now gone.
Nah, he's in Toronto.
So
which that Toronto team, like, and that really wouldn't be a bad spot for him, like with Toronto, like with Ingram, with Scotty Barnes, you bring in Ja. That's actually underratedly a good spot. But like I said, we'll see. It's 10:20 at night. We're closing in on 12 hours remaining on the NBA trade deadline. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It'll be fun. I don't think we're anywhere near done yet. I think there's a couple more moves that are probably bound to happen that we just don't see yet. But when they happen, we'll be like, oh shit, that really happened. And that's just, the way this is the way I'm gonna see it. I don't know where my partner in crime would he ran away. He didn't run away, but you know what I mean. But keeping the phone open, keeping an eye open for whatever the fuck might be going on out here in these streets right now. Because I'm sure probably while we're asleep, it's probably going to happen while we're asleep. Some random ass NBA deal is going to happen. I think Mr. Gent's back. I'm not sure yet. His background is there. He's there in spirit. His screen was doing some weird, incredible.
I'm back. But I had to let my fucking shit charge. Excuse me. Oh my god. I had to let my computer charge.
Computer charge, shit charge. All right, you got a lot of charging going on.
Yeah, had a lot of charge.
Okay, well,
I don't know what's going on with it, honestly, but it was acting funny.
I ain't never seen a computer glitch like yours was on live on a pod before. That was I was like,
so like after I got off, like I came back and it was like frozen on like the backstage kind of screen, like And I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
So your green screen just kind of cropped you out.
Nah, my camera thing is closed. I need to lift it up. That's all.
He played in hide and seek.
Peekaboo.
Oh man. All right. So we took care of that. That was a good time. That was fun. I'm glad we got to do that. We don't get to do that very often. But I am gonna go into how we're gonna close out the show because we do have one more. We had 2 questions that were posed for tonight's show, but I really needed Outlaw and Moolage for one of them. But for the one that we have for the real talk, I 100% can do it with the 3 gentlemen on the screen right now. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right. So here's how we end the show today. We're going to end up with this real talk conversation, but here's what we got, fellas. I don't know how you guys' social media algorithms are, but I'll tell you what, mine is diabolical to say the least. But as I was going through and doing that thing that we do called doom scrolling, and you start to notice a pattern, a trend of sorts. So I noticed, a lot of the videos I was getting, conversations that were going on, a lot of it revolved around just men in general, protecting their peace, choosing themselves, being more selfish versus selfless, not putting up with certain things, being quicker to just be like, you know what, I can basically to adopt what, what a lot of women say, they basically saying, I can do bad all by myself, shit like that. So I'm going to pose a question to the group. And the question is very simple. Why is there a massive uptick in men switching from being selfless to choosing themselves over everything else? So with that question being asked, I'm gonna let y'all marinate on it for a second, and if you will indulge me, I will get this. We'll get this cast iron a little hot for you, and then look like DJ Mike could be chomping at the bit, so he gonna be ready for it. So I did some digging, I did some evaluating, some looking around, and here's what I came up with. It's very simple, and it starts with when we started seeing like men being labeled as simps. We all remember when that was a thing, right? Basically, when that happened, when men started being classified and called simps, that was the first attack on chivalry. And I'm sure some of you remember that and some of you may not, but that was the very first thing that was attacked for men with chivalry. And you might ask, why is Mr. GQ bringing up chivalry of all things? It's because millennials, specifically, we were raised this way. We were raised to, when we go out in public, we open doors for women and elderly people. You were taught, you make sure that when y'all walking together with a lady, she walks on the inside, you walk on the outside in case that car hops the curb, it hits you, not her. I do the same thing with my daughter now. So like there's like these, like chivalry is like a set of principles that men were raised on. But then they got attacked. Oh, I don't need no man to open the door for me. I can open the door by myself. This, that, and third. Oh, okay. Okay. And then you're also taught to be, to be sweet, to express yourself, to be romantic, or like how some people like to joke, be romantical. You know, tell somebody your feelings. Then you got labeled as a simp, or you because you were being soft. Because instead of being this hard exterior, barely show emotions type of guy, you was out here trying to, do what you were supposed to do, which is show love and affection and emotions and all this stuff. But then you start getting labeled a certain way because you weren't an asshole. I was like, all right, cool. That's strike two. So then strike three comes along, and all of a sudden, men are just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this no more. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna be by myself. And what I discovered is, we all know and we're all familiar with with what they say cause and effect, right? So the cause of all that attacking has resulted in its current effect. And here's the conclusion that I came up with. The reason that all of this is a thing right now is because of the independent woman era. Because independent women, and they know which ones I'm talking about because they know I'm not talking about all of them. There's a very specific group that I'm referring to right now. We're out here, and now because these are the independent women who took the role of the man. Just call them what they are. They took the role of the man. They wanted to be the man, and they became the man. And then the end result of them becoming the man is they became 35, 36, 37, 38-year-old women without a husband, without kids, without love, without all the stuff, because they were, they pretty much ran off all the potential suitors that they would have had because they were so focused on this, that, and the third. So by the time they found that said man, that man was already like, no, I'm good. The minute you fire off on me with attitude, nah, I'm not with that. Because the final straw, or the straw that broke the camel's back, was that men's peace was no longer sacred. Men's peace was broken. Men's peace was disturbed. Men's peace was not a thing anymore. Because a man will go out and go work all day, and then all of a sudden come home, and then there's even more chaos when they come home, and it's like, well, damn, I'm not trying to go work in chaos and come home to chaos. So if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just be by myself. And that's where we are now. The floor is yours, fellas.
All right. No, you took a lot of my answer when you asked it. My thing is, women have, like you said, the independent era, but at the same time, they're not looking for men to be the provider as much as they can do the same thing for themselves. But at the same time, men have realized that you don't necessarily have to have game anymore. If you get your bag up enough, you can still crack. Simple as that. You can crack and then keep moving on about your life. So that's really what they've been doing. They've been getting focused on themselves. They get in their bag. They see the one they want. Cool, crack. You ain't got no personality. Move on. So that's really what it is. You, like men are realizing that it's cheaper to stay single than it is to keep them. So
Also, it's no longer cheaper to keep her, huh?
definitely not no longer cheaper to keep them.
I want to make sure you're done before I chime in. You good?
No, you good. I can feed off of you.
Okay, let's and somebody out there is going to be mad about this. I don't give a damn.
We don't give a fuck.
This is what we do. Welcome to Gentlemen's Talk. Okay. Number one. What benefit is there for a man to marry a woman when America and the courts tell you they're going to back the woman anyway? Right? What benefit is there? So I'm tired of seeing divorces and lawsuits where the man and the woman are together and the man is a millionaire and he has to break apart 65, 45, 50, 50, whatever it is, right? Even if they're not rich, he has to break off 50, 50, sell the house, you take 50%, she takes 50%, even if she wasn't working and she was laying her ass down all day, even if you don't have kids. Well, y'all were married together, she's entitled to 50% of everything you own. In what world does that make it beneficial for a man to get married? Number one. Number two.
Only in America.
Number two, women cheat more than men. And I don't know how many more times I have to say this. If a woman files for divorce, or if a man files for divorce for a woman cheating, the man more than likely still has to pay 50% to the woman because he was married to him. Whereas in America, when it's the other way around, that's not true. Right? Number three, and more importantly to me, and I will tell you that I think y'all would agree with this, because I've heard it on a couple of podcasts, and now when people are finally starting to understand this. When a man says he was in a relationship recently and they broke up, the society points it as, what the hell did you do wrong for the breakup to happen? Wherein the other way around is when a woman say, well, I was with somebody and me and him broke up. It's, well, what did he do to make y'all break up? So the man is on the receiving end all the time of being in the wrong, even if the man didn't do shit wrong. Y'all know that to be true. GQ, you know that to be true. Mr. Gents, you know that to be true.
Know.
It's so true. And going back to what Mr. Jen said about women being independent, women want to be the man. They want to. Right? But when the roles are reversed, you don't want to, you want to be the man in the relationship, but you don't want to be the provider in the relationship. You don't want to be the person paying all the bills. Part of the problem is, well, not even part, majority of the problem is, if the man is making more money, your money is our money, my money is my money. What exactly is men getting out of being in a relationship 95% of the time? We just had a conversation at work, right? Well, we told this girl, women are more valuable when they are younger. And she said, that's not true. And I said, if that's not true, why do women spend their time after 25 trying to look 25 to 30, even in their 50s and 60s? They want to look younger for a reason. Because women are more valuable when they are younger in most cases. I'm not saying that's not true. Like, some women grow up and they provide everything that you'd want in a later stage in life, right?
Absolutely.
But for most of them, that's not the case. you were more valuable when you're between 25 and 35. You were fertile because you could have kids. But after that 35, 36, and you start to enter menopause and you're not fertile no more, you can't have kids. What exactly are you bringing to the table?
Well, menopause can happen at there are women in their 40s and 50s.
Oh, right. But I'm saying women are most fertile between 25 and 35. They start to slow down 35 and up, right? That's a science.
No. That part, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was referring to. So, what exactly are you providing after you're 35? A lot of women don't provide anything after 35. Nothing, right? So, for me specifically, not speaking on my relationship or anything, but I mean, men are choosing themselves and they're choosing their peace because it's not fucking worth it anymore. It's not worth it. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go to work, like Mr. Jen said. I don't want to go home and come home to chaos. More importantly, a lot more men don't give a damn about traditional roles. And the reason why I say that, there's a lot of men out there, they wash the dishes, as well as change the oil in their car, as well as cook dinner for kids. This generation has the most single dads in history. This is not the generation anymore that cannot function without a woman as a partner to raise kids. There's a lot. I mean, kudos to Mr. Gent, right? Mr. Gent was a single dad for a while and held it the hell down. I got I got a good 3 or 4 friends right now that are single dads and they're holding it down. The mothers don't have nothing to do with the relationships, but the dads are doing it. They're getting up. They're doing the kids here. They're taking them to school. They're going to work. They're working. They're coming home. They're picking them up. They're fixing dinner. They're doing everything that women used to claim all the time that, well, men need women to do this, this, and this. Men have also evolved into a point where they could be the nurturer and the disciplinarian and know how to differentiate on when to do both of them, right? So that's another thing. So it's a lot of things that go into why men are choosing themselves and being, instead of being selfless and leaning on a woman to do the other things, because men have been forced into a position where women think they hold the power because they have jobs. They're the nurturer. They don't need a man to pay for daycare. They don't need a man to do this. They don't need a man to provide and things like that. But they figured on the flip side, a lot of men don't need it either. There's 3 of us on this panel right now, right? I want you to raise your hand right now if you can't cook. If you can't.
Oh, can't. Oh, cannot. Okay, gotcha.
If you cannot cook, raise your hand. If your wife or your girlfriend cannot go on vacation and leave your daughter with you for 2 weeks, raise your hand. That's my point, right? Okay. If you cannot do your own laundry, raise your hand. I rest my case right there. The traditional roles have gone away, and modern women don't want to be placed in they don't want to do traditional roles, but they still expect a man to do only traditional roles. The cabinet is broken. It's your job to fix it. My oil needs to be changed. It's your job to do it. My brakes need to be changed. It's your job to do it. But then on the flip side, I work 14, 15 hours. You work 10 hours. Oh, I came home and I was tired. I don't want to cook. We come home after 13, 14-hour days. Oh, your daughter needs you. Your son needs you. And they put it off and they want to go. I'm tired. I'm too tired to do anything. I want to go to sleep. These are the things. The modern man has evolved so much to be able to do most of the things on their own. What exactly do you need from the modern woman? And I'm not saying all modern women are the same. There are some modern women that still prefer the roles. There are some modern women that still, hey, you do the laundry, I wash the dishes. I cook today, you cook tomorrow. Can you pick the kid up from school? I'll grab your car and I'll go clean your car for you, right? And that's lost now. It's a lot lost now because the roles aren't clear and cut. And when the roles and I'm not saying I'm a traditionalist, but the roles aren't clear and cut. And because the roles aren't clear and cut, most women think, I don't need to do that. This is not my grandparents' time.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to be like this, but a lot of people are raised by and I was raised by a single mother. Yeah, my dad was around. You know what I'm saying? My dad was around, but I was majority raised by my grandma and my mother, right? And they taught me everything. So what exactly do I absolutely need to have a woman for if I could do all that stuff myself?
Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
So earlier you said that no woman wants to be a man, and I don't think that's 100% true.
What you said? I didn't hear what you said. Run that back.
You said earlier. You said a woman wants to be the man.
No. I said women want to be the man, but still want to be kept as a woman. Is what I was saying.
Yeah, but still, in that case, you said the woman wants to be a man, and I don't believe that's 100% true. And to be kept as a woman, yes, that's true. But at the same time, as what GQ said earlier, it's just I can do bad all by myself. And the same reason why they are doing what they're doing is the same reason why we're doing what we're doing. They are seeking their peace. They're not going through the bullshit no more that men are putting them through. So they're choosing themselves, and they're learning the other things that we do for them. And then at the same time, we're learning the same things that they do for us. So that's why the traditional roles get blurred in the midst of all of this.
Well, what you just said when I say women want to be the man. So part of being the man is being the sole provider. And you're saying that that's not always true. Well, if that's not true, right? Why do most women want a man in jail that's not working?
I don't know if you're talking about most women for anybody, because I've yet to meet a woman that actually wants a man that's in jail.
You're crazy. Well, you're not out here. You're not out here listening to women then, because I know a crap ton. And when I say that, they look. I told my girlfriend when we got together, you're either going to be dealing with a busy man working, or you're going to have to deal with a broke man that's not. This is the reason why women have men that, and it's a fact that women cheat more these days. So you have a man that's out there working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day, and you're working 7, 8 hours a day, and you're cheating with the guy that's in and out in jail with no job and no ambition because he has all the time in the world to give to that person.
You can say something.
And then they don't care if the man leaves because I can afford this, I can afford that, because they're the provider. They don't care because they control the narrative. When they give that person in jail or that broke man the money, they control the narrative. That's wanting to be that's still being
wanting to be the man.
But the reason why I say that is because traditionally the man's job is to provide. But now the role has switched when you're dealing with a man that's not working, a man that's in jail, and a man that's not providing, and the woman's like, shit, boom, here you go, here you go, here you go. Essentially tricking on a man.
But right? you had to realize we do the same thing to broke bitches. Like
I didn't know, but so that's not the problem. The problem is though, traditionally, the man is the head of the household, and you sitting here and know.
But I'm saying the traditions are blurred.
And yeah, right. But I am saying, if the man is the head of the household, a lot of women don't want to have to answer to a man that's making more money than them too. He's like, oh, I don't want to have to answer to him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to do this and that. I make enough money to go ahead and do it my damn self and leave it alone too, right? And so
but you're missing an important piece of this. The reason why if they don't want to take care, like, be told what to do by the man, the head of the household, is because you're lacking in other areas in that relationship.
That's not 100%.
It's damn near 100%.
No.
If you're a provider and you're fulfilling all the roles that it takes to be the husband, the man in their life, the love of their life, they don't go search out and look for somebody else.
Okay, you say that, but here's the flip side of that, because this is what I've seen people talk about this on other podcasts. I watched tonight's conversation. I've seen this too. You know why women go and find other men? Also, and this is a lot true, they don't want the man that adds structure to their life. They want the fun guy, the guy that doesn't have the structure to their life. They want the guy that can go out and do the fun stuff with. But the minute they say, hey, we need to do this, and this, they don't want the structure. They only want the fun side of you. They don't want the structure. They don't want the person that has to lay down and be like, yo, we need structure here. This, and that. Granted, some women do that, and a lot of men don't take to it either when they lay down the structure. But that's also true. You only want the fun side of a person. You don't want the side of a person where it's like, hey, we can't do that. We don't need to do this, and that, because here's the structure with this, and that. We need to do this and that to save money. We need to do this, and that. We need to do certain things a certain way. They don't like the structure either. And that's another problem. They're like, well, I like him as long as he's not trying to structure what's going on in our lives. If we're out there spending buku money and he's spending money all the time and I get to keep my money in my pocket, they don't give two shits. But when the structure comes in, no, we're not doing that. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for that, because we have other things we need to save up for. We need to do this, and that. It's a no-go now.
You get labeled as controlling.
Correct.
Whereas, and a manipulator and all these other negative, all these other words that get taken out of context.
That's more in the maturity level of.
But it's still a factor.
It's still a factor. It is.
It's a big factor, actually.
I would hate to label it as most women. Those are the immature side of the women, which I don't say most.
So
women.
the reason we're going to keep using the trigger word of most is because that's what's happening to us. We're all being thrown in the same
right.
pot. So we might as well call a spade, call the pot, call the kettle black, whichever metaphor you would like to use. We're going to say that until game recognizes game and be like, listen, when you see in, let's just put a number on it, 20 years from now, that there are far more happy single men out here, this conversation will be revisited and we'll be like, well, that's what we were talking about. Because, and this isn't like an all-encompassing thing, because it's not. There are some cats that just need all that, but it's the ones who go out there and put all the effort in there, who try to do all the things and still kind of get shit on, for lack of a better term. And it's like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go out here and this is why the passport bro thing became a big thing. Like, people forget that. Like, that's why men went and seeked traditional women outside of the US. And what did that do? Piss off the modern American woman. So that's why we're going to say most women, because we're not talking about women on the other side of the globe, because there's not a lot of them that are like that. We're talking about the ones here. Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. And
if the shots are going to be fired at us, you got to fire them back. That's how war happens. We can go shot for shot. We can go nuke for nuke. We can go however you want to go.
And again, this is not all women, but and you get on social media, you see single bitter women hyping up single bitter women. You don't need that nigga, this and that, blah blah blah. And the culture is so crazy. A nigga could be present right now, all the time, where it's like he's not even. Let's say a guy is not present in the child's life, right? Let's just say, look, I'm not present in his life, and I'm paying child support every month. This and that. Granted, it doesn't make up. But like, I'm out here getting it in. I'm a single mother. This, and that. But 75% of your salary is coming from the guy paying child support. Meanwhile, the guy might want to see his kid paying 75% child support and can't see him because you're still bitter and don't want to let him see the child. Right? That's also a thing. So it like a lot of things do not work in favor of the man, and America has made it perfectly clear they're going to side with the women.
Nah,
85% of the time.
Child support is under a massive overhaul that's being worked on. So that's going, and well, the law that's about to pass about if you're the one paying child support, then you're going to be the one who files that on their taxes to get that money back, versus the person who's being paid child support also being able to file income tax.
Great.
Like, so that's a huge win. But I mean, but if you think about it, when you say but when you say it out loud, you're like, why the fuck was it not always like that? Because you're basically allowing one person to double dip and the other person not. Like, make it make sense, right?
That was a recent argument I just had. That's crazy.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah, but I'll say it. Took long enough. But anyway, that's why I wanted to have that conversation, because it was worth having.
Before we do go though, to your point, the person paying child support should be able to file, right? The reason why now that is a thing is because there's a lot of single dads out here putting mothers on child support, right? So it's like, yo, now the mothers are like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm paying child support and to this thing to the dad. I can't claim it on my taxes or this and that I'm doing that. It's like, oh, welcome to being the provider, or welcome to being the person that has to pay child support. Welcome to being a man.
Yeah, well, there's been discussions that alimony is next. So, and alimony may disappear altogether. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, that's for another day.
But just to summarize everything, I'm gonna keep saying it till it happens. But child support needs to have a complete overhaul in the first place. There needs to be a much more structured process. I also think it needs to be universal. I think it don't need to be because Louisiana does it this way that California should do it like this. Like, nah, fuck all that. It needs to be the same across the board. All 50 states and 4 territories. It needs to be the same across the board.
That's another topic for another day.
No, I know. I'm just summarizing it. That's why I said I'm summarizing it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I don't give a shit if it's a lot. We live in the United States of America, yet we have 50 different child support policies. Make it make sense. That's not a united thing. I said what I said. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna do final thoughts, but then I was gonna also interrupt y'all because y'all were having a great dialogue. But there was some breaking news that happened, because I told you shit was gonna happen while this happened. But there was another trade. So Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield have been traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis.
That's
stupid. So now Buddy Hield don't be on his 5th team he done fucking been on. But the Warriors, in this situation, we're not going to go too crazy on a tangent on this because they'll talk about it tomorrow. The Warriors had an opportunity to get so much more for Jonathan Kuminga in this past offseason, but they didn't, because they wanted to find a role for him. So, but that just means that the Warriors must be really gearing up to go after Giannis now, now that you've dumped Buddy Hield and Kuminga. But we'll see. Even though that combination would be odd, Steph Curry, Porzingis, and Giannis, that'd be weird.
I think it'd be okay. I think it'd be okay because Porzingis can actually shoot outside.
Yeah, no, I just said it'd be weird. But anyway, we'll go with our closing thoughts, and it's very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, specifically, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a generalize the fuck out this statement. Protect your peace. Whether you're a man or a woman, I'm just gonna tell you protect your peace. If you feel that you can do things better on your own, then go do it. Don't be somewhere where you're not valued, not cherished, not respected, not happy. If you're in a relationship, obviously, if you're single, keep doing what you're doing. Just in general, because like I said, I'm generalizing it, but for men and women, do what you got to do to bring light back into your dark world so that you can see where you're going instead of trying to navigate in the dark. Get out of the abyss because it does you no good. It does you no good to be the doom and gloom version of yourself to try to be the best you can for a spouse and for kids and for family and for friends if you're not truly happy with yourself. So just like that Justin Bieber song said, you got to love yourself. So love yourself, protect your peace, do what you must do for you so that you can be the best version of you. That's all.
The crazy thing is, that was pretty much I thought about that earlier. Like, damn, what's my closing thoughts gonna be today? And it was damn near the same shit. And I'm about to say, you know what? Next week is Valentine's Day, which is, it is what it is. My niggas out here tricking and everything like that. But hey, man, if she don't love you the way you love her, let her go. Choose your peace, brother. Save that paper. Let her go before Valentine's Day, and she's expecting something that you ain't got the money to give.
Or show her how much you really love her by buying her something on February 13th.
Or just let her go. Because I'm saying, like I said, if she don't love you the same way you love her, if Valentine's Day comes and she don't get you nothing but some pussy, let her go.
Oh, that's cute and all. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Something that was actually supposed to be on the show today. I already had my closing thoughts before we came on the show. My closing thoughts are going to be very simple. It's going to be always value and feed your inner child. That's what keeps you young. Always value and feed your inner child.
Y'all hang on to that because that ties into what the first question that we were going to talk about today was going to be all about. So I'm glad you did that. Outlaw, we missed you. I don't know what happened to you, but I hope you're okay. I'll call you in a little bit.
I said that's your brother, nigga. I don't know.
I don't know either. Look, I don't know when motherfuckers just don't show up. Like,
he didn't say nothing. That's rare for him. He must have been asleep or something. I don't know.
Most likely. So yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But February is
man. Never mind.
February is here. The next time that we come on. Well, you can say that. I'm not saying that.
I'm gonna say it every time. Every day's Black History Day, but at the same time, we got a lot of time to be loud and proud.
I'm gonna save my thoughts on that.
By the way, also, as GQ pointed out early in the show, I don't think Mr. Gent was on. Happy birthday, Pops. Talking about GQ's dad. Happy birthday, Pops.
You can throw that up for both Pops because my dad's birthday was yesterday. So
they Lord. Okay. No wonder why.
It all makes sense now.
It all makes sense in the end.
Yeah, but as far as the Black History Month thing goes, I very much take the same stance that Morgan Freeman does, and I'm gonna leave it at that. If you don't know what I'm referring to,
I know.
You'll figure it out.
Look it up.
So that's just me. But we'll save that conversation for next week. Next time we come on the show, we will have the Patriots being Super Bowl champions, and it'll be a great day.
Oh, stop the bullshit!
And
in the stream.
Congratulations to Texans fans. CJ Stroud cut his dreads off. Hopefully that weight is off his head and his shoulders, and he can take care of the ball much better next year. Hey, my man look like a YN now. You know what I'm saying? He all
bro,
faded up and shit.
that fucking forehead bathed in the bitch. Man.
Now somebody said he really looked like somebody.
Take your hat off. Take your hat off, then, nigga. Let's see how big foreheads really is around you.
Hey,
foreheads is different.
Somebody really got in the comments and said that man looked like somebody's stud auntie.
Damn.
I'm really mad because that's pretty accurate. I'm mad because that is pretty accurate.
It is, but we're gonna stop because if we start roasting people, we'll be on this bitch for another 2.5 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all. Say we appreciate y'all, and we are
motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens, I've outweighed. When you see me.